Hello everybody, this is BScat100 and welcome back to some more BlazBlue Chronophantasma Extend. In the previous episode, we had started the Path of the Six, and we saw a little bit of the end of the Dark War and Terami's betrayal. In this episode, obviously, we're shifting our focus over to Rachel, but this might be, like, past Rachel. So, I suppose we'll see. So, if you like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you haven't already, click that bell so you're notified of everything that I do when I do it, and share with your friends so they can join in on this adventure. Now, before I get started, I was looking back, when I was editing, I was listening back to everything, and the voice of Nine sounded really fucking familiar. So I kind of looked it up. It's Amanda Celine Miller. Also the voice of, like, Junko from from Danganronpa. She also voices Kokonoe in this one. Toko, Jackass in Nier Automata, Alicia, Sully, and Cherche in Heroes, etc., and so forth. So she's a big one, and it's no wonder that I recognized her so much. All these games, all these voice actors are connected in some way or another. Anyway, that's just a little, like, oh, that was kind of cool thing for me. Let us continue. I see, so you couldn't find them. Alucard Castle, the Castle of Night. Rachel, the lady of the castle, has awoken from a decades-long slumber. Jubei sits facing her in her castle's parlor.
This is all I was able to retrieve.
Saying that, Jubei placed a single staff on the table between them. There was a bell-like decoration on top of the staff that curved gently in either direction.
Ama Rebaware. Mucharin.
That's, Trinity. That's Trinity's weapon.
The Novus Orbis Librarium had hidden this away.
They have not died, you know. Only fallen into the boundary.
That's worse. That's losing everything you ever were, and everything you ever could be.
Few years later, Jubei meets a boy while traveling around the world. In a lab known to few, there was a boy with golden hair and a single jade-green eye. A few days after that, Jubei returned to the church once more, covered in wounds. With Jubei, the jade-eyed boy, his younger brother, and their younger sister. He was putting them in the sister's custody. A long time passed. A long, long time. 2200.
The Ikaruga Civil War was fought here.
Hakumen, one of the 6 heroes, stood on the dry, brittle ground. A chill wind blew past, yet the humidity and stench meant nothing to the man in the white mask. It had been 10 years ago when Ikaruga declared independence from the Novus Orbis Librarium. But after the civil unrest that caused its downfall, the NOL has taken it into their domain once more. Looking over the scenery, Hakumen honed his senses.
A barrier.
Here in Ikaruga, where several hierarchical cities are gathered, there was an invisible veil that shrouded it all. Most of those on the inside of this barrier will live their lives never knowing of its existence. But to those who could see, it was clear. There was something separating the inside from out. What he saw provoked a memory within him.
It's like Ishana all over again.
During the war against the Black Beast, the Dark War, there was a single city that stood at the front lines of the battle. The City of Mages. Magical city of Ishana, independent from the governings of the world and built upon an island. The town was shrouded in a barrier by the hands of the Mages Guild that governed their island. The purpose of the barrier was not only to keep evildoers out of the city, but also to protect themselves against the growing amounts of seether that engulfed the world. Then what purpose did Ikaruga's barrier fulfill?
No matter the case, there is something very bizarre. The air feels strained and tense.
You can sense the presence of one too many men with power. Many of them gathered in this land, as though enchanted by some mysterious power sucked into its belly. Something almost ominous about it. Or is it destiny? At the end of this predetermined destiny, he will stand. Yuki Terumi. And one more.
I don't know what his plans are for these people, but I will end it here.
With the Nodachi on his back and determination clenched in his fist, Hakumen began to approach the city alone. Filled with a yearning to end the burden of Yuki Terumi. Although a few years have passed since the Ikaruga Civil War, the effects of the war had on the region were still apparent. The fifth hierarchical city, which housed a secret underground laboratory, has yet to regain its function as a city since a massive explosion. Furthermore, fifth hierarchical city Ibukido has already suffered heavy damage during the Civil War, prior to the lab explosion. Occupation has taken its toll, and though it is now under the care of the librarian, reconstruction is a distant dream. Other than the construction efforts, this is a city you might find anywhere else in the world. Just one monument remained to remind people of the horrors of the war.
A black pillar.
From the center of Ikaruga stood a black pillar that shot straight to the heavens. What appeared strange from the outskirts of the city looked even stranger still when approached and looked upon from close. It was neither a tower, nor some sort of contraption or device that appeared to serve a purpose. It was simply a black pillar.
This could not be the result of the Civil War. Is this your doing too, Terumi?
The ominous pillar was most likely not created by human hands. When he imagined who might be pulling the strings from behind the curtain, he couldn't help but feel a flame ignite deep within him. Was it anger? Resentment? Or perhaps it may not have been emotion at all, but simply his murderous aura. No matter what it was, he had no more time to stand idly by. He diverted his attention away from the pillar and began walking once more. But before him stood a figure, as if to blockade his path.
I thought you might eventually show yourself, if I waited here, Lord Hakumen.
Hello, Valkenhayn? What's going on?
Valkenhayn.
I thought I'd made it clear before, but you cannot simply roam the countryside in a murderous rage.
I have no intention of being part of the Harlequin's antics. If you desire a conversational partner, seek elsewhere.
Single-minded to the last. Even if you find Terumi, you will not even scratch him if you take him head-on.
What do you know?
Even then, the situation is not that simple. The Imperator has seized the Takamagahara system and can intervene upon events as she pleases.
As we saw at the end of the other story.
It is not yet powerful enough to create a 100-year loop, but even I was not immune to its effects. You may be able to resist the effects with your power, but what about your allies? Environmental alterations are much too easy. You will need assistance.
So, you would suggest I become the Harlequin's lapdog instead?
Madame Rachel has a plan to put an end to Terumi. But in order for it to work, we will need your blade. I hope that you might come with me. My master summons you.
I refuse.
What?
I did not return to become one of the Harlequin's chess pieces. Moreover, there's another obstacle in our way before we may bring him down.
Hakumen, you don't mean to face that. Surely you realize that that may be her.
Then that is all the more reason I must go. I cannot let him keep a spirit from the past in this world whence she doesn't belong. she could pose more of a threat to this world than Terumi himself.
We're talking about 9, who is now Phantom. And that's not a spoiler. Like, I don't even know if that's 100% the case, but I'm putting 2 and 2 together here.
Do you mean to kill her?
Of course. It is only logical for one from the past to settle this matter.
Lord Hakumen, is that really?
Tell your master, Valkenhayn, that if she wishes to speak to me, then she should come herself. My blade does not belong to the vampire.
Lord Hakumen.
Hakumen, having no more words for him, walked straight into Valkenhayn, pushing him aside. This move left Valkenhayn befuddled. He couldn't impede Hakumen, nor could he return. He simply let Hakumen leave. Why could he not do anything? No, why did he do nothing? The reason was obvious, even to Valkenhayn himself.
Phantom. A ghost from the past.
He could not help but wonder what had happened to her, how she met her end. Not that he wanted to do anything about it, but he simply wanted to know.
It would seem you failed to convince the hero.
Madam Rachel, my deepest apologies.
I also look cross-eyed. Some of the angles don't reflect well on the full model, because he kind of looks a little cross-eyed.
I could have done no better. For now I have need of your services at the castle.
We would let him walk away?
He wants his peace. Leave him. We can conjecture his movements and activities. For now, I have pressing labors for you to bear.
Pressing? Did something happen to Miss Platinum?
She's awakened.
Well, this is felicitous.
Unfortunately, her awakening has proven riotous, screaming and kicking the likes of which have not been seen in the castle in ages.
Her Highness states the truth. My poor wings and tail yanked on and pulled. I'm at the end of my rope.
Even I am at my wit's end. The child just won't listen to a word we say.
Ah, I comprehend. I shall return to the castle post-haste.
And there they go.
Damn it, let me go!
Oh, hi, Luna.
Ah, that must be.
She was beyond our ability to tolerate, so I incarcerated her within the guest room and sealed the door with a spell.
You must have been really put upon. Well then, perhaps I should go greet my old friend.
Not exactly the friend that you knew.
Ugh! Show yourself, you little bloodsucker! You can't get away with locking Luna away in a stupid place like this!
Luna, give up already. That person got mad because you're causing such a ruckus in the first place. I think she'll let us out quicker if we calm down a bit.
Shut up! How dare she make fun of Luna? I'll make that shorty pay!
Shorty? I think we're smaller.
Open up! Huh?
Right. I forgot about gag endings. Shit. Well, you guys know the deal. Let's escape the moment the door opens. Good stock sound effect there.
Whoa!
Okay.
Ow! Who the heck would leave a piece of paper here? Huh? This is... Oh gosh, this is bad, Senna. Really bad.
I guess we'll find out what's so bad in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later.